Right now, there are habits in your life, quietly destroying your future. And the scary part is, you probably think they're normal. Scrolling for just a few minutes, delaying your goals until tomorrow, choosing comfort over discipline. It feels harmless, but over time, these small habits become your entire life. And one day, you wake up and realize you wasted years becoming someone you never wanted to be. Because the truth is brutal. Your future is not destroyed in one moment. It's destroyed daily by the things you repeatedly do, the routines you ignore, the habits you excuse, the choices that seem small right now, but slowly destroy your potential. Because every single day, you are becoming someone, stronger or weaker, focused or distracted, disciplined or average. And most people don't even realize it. They wake up tired, grab their phone, waste hours scrolling, delay their work, ignore their goals, repeat the same routine again and again, and then they wonder why their life never changes. But success is not built suddenly, and failure isn't sudden either. It happens slowly, quietly, through habits. Because every habit you repeat is shaping the person you are becoming. Your habits decide your mindset, your energy, your discipline, your future. And if your habits are weak, your future becomes weak too. That's why some people grow stronger every year, while others stay stuck in the same place. Not because they are less talented, but because their daily habits are destroying them. A bad habit doesn't look dangerous at first. That's why it's powerful. 1 hour wasted doesn't feel serious. One lazy morning doesn't feel harmful. One day of procrastination doesn't feel like failure. But repeated daily, it becomes your life. That's how potential disappears. Not in one moment, but through repeated self-destruction. And the worst part is, most people normalize it. They normalize distraction. They normalize laziness. They normalize wasting time until years pass and they realize they became someone they never wanted to be. Because habits don't just create routines. They create identity. If you repeat weakness daily, you become weak. If you repeat discipline daily, you become powerful. That is the difference. Your future is not waiting for you somewhere ahead. It's being built right now by what you repeatedly do every day. And if you don't change your habits, you will never change your life. Most dangerous habits don't look dangerous. That's why people ignore them. Because destruction rarely feels destructive in the beginning. It feels comfortable, easy, normal. And slowly, that comfort starts controlling your life. The first habit destroying your future is constant distraction. Your mind never rests anymore. The moment you feel bored, you grab your phone. You scroll endlessly. Watch random videos. Consume things that add nothing to your life. And hour by hour, your focus disappears. Your attention becomes weaker. Your discipline becomes weaker. And without realizing it, you train your brain to avoid hard work. Because distraction feels easier than growth. The second habit is procrastination. Telling yourself, I'll start tomorrow, but tomorrow keeps moving. Days become weeks. Weeks become months. And suddenly, years are gone. Not because you couldn't change your life, but because you delayed changing it. That's the danger of procrastination. It steals your future quietly. The third habit is living only for comfort. Always choosing what feels easy. Sleeping more instead of working. Scrolling instead of learning. Avoiding discomfort at every cost. But growth never happens in comfort. Comfort makes you feel safe, while keeping you stuck in the same place. The fourth habit is negative thinking. Always doubting yourself, always focusing on problems, always expecting failure before trying, because your mind shapes your actions. And if your thoughts are weak, your life slowly becomes weak too. The fifth habit is inconsistency. Starting things, then quitting, feeling motivated for 2 days, then disappearing for weeks. That cycle destroys confidence, because every time you quit on yourself, you teach your mind that your words mean nothing, and eventually, you stop trusting yourself completely. That's why discipline matters so much. Not because it looks impressive, but because it builds self-respect. And the final dangerous habit is ignoring time, acting like you have forever, but you don't. Every wasted day costs something. Every lazy routine steals something from your future. And one day, you will either thank yourself for the habits you built, or regret the habits you refused to change. Because your habits are not small things. They are creating your future right now. Most people say they want a better life, more success, more discipline, more confidence, but very few people actually change. Why? Because they are trying to change their future without changing themselves, and that never works. You can't build a powerful life with weak habits. You can't create success while repeating the same destructive routine every day. But this is exactly what most people do. They wait for motivation. They think one day they'll suddenly wake up inspired and everything will change. But motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. That's why relying on motivation keeps you stuck. Real change happens through systems, through discipline, through the small actions you repeat daily, even when you don't feel like it. And that's the part most people avoid, because discipline is uncomfortable. It forces you to face yourself, to wake up early when you want to sleep, to work when you want distraction, to stay focused when your mind wants comfort. And most people lose that battle every single day, not because they are weak, but because they train themselves to choose comfort first. That's the real problem. Your habits trained your mind. Every time you procrastinate, you strengthen procrastination. Every time you avoid effort, you strengthen weakness. Every time you waste time, you strengthen distraction. And eventually, those habits become your identity. You stop saying, "I procrastinate sometimes," and start believing, "I'm just lazy." That's dangerous. Because once a habit becomes identity, changing feels impossible. But here's the truth most people never realize. You are not stuck forever. You are trained. And what is trained can be retrained. Your mind can change. Your habits can change. Your future can change. But only if you stop repeating the behaviors destroying you. Because every day you repeat a habit, you cast a vote for the person you are becoming. And right now, your daily actions are deciding your future. Not your dreams, not your goals, your habits. That's why changing your life always starts with changing what you do every day. If bad habits can destroy your future, then good habits can completely rebuild it. That's the power of habits. They work both ways. They can make you weak, or they can make you unstoppable. And the people who succeed in life understand this deeply. They don't rely on motivation. They rely on systems, daily routines, daily discipline, daily actions that move them forward, even when they don't feel like it. That's the difference. Successful people don't wake up every day feeling inspired. They simply train themselves to act anyway, and that changes everything. The first powerful habit is protecting your mornings, because the way you start your day shapes the rest of it. Most people wake up and immediately lose control. Phone, notifications, distraction. Before the day even starts, their focus is already gone. But disciplined people do something different. They take control early. They wake up with intention. They move their body. They work on themselves before the world distracts them. That creates momentum. The second habit is consistency, not perfection. Consistency, because success is never about one perfect day. It's about showing up repeatedly, even on bad days, even when progress feels slow, even when nobody notices your effort. That's where real transformation happens. The third habit is delayed gratification. Successful people are willing to suffer now so they can live better later. While others choose temporary comfort, they choose long-term growth. And that small difference changes entire lives. The fourth habit is learning constantly, reading, studying, improving their mindset, because they understand something powerful. Your income rarely grows beyond your mindset. The more valuable you become, the more your life changes. And the final habit is self-control, the ability to say no. No to distractions. No to laziness. No to habits destroying your future. Because discipline is not punishment. It's freedom. Freedom from weakness. Freedom from chaos. Freedom from becoming average. That's why successful people move differently. They understand that small habits create massive futures, and every disciplined action is building the person they want to become. Every single day, you are building your future. Not someday, not later, right now, with every habit you repeat. And that's the scary part. Because most people think the future arrives suddenly, but it doesn't. Your future is created quietly, through small daily decisions. The food you eat, the things you watch, the way you spend your time, the thoughts you repeat every day, all of it matters, because your habits are shaping your identity, and your identity shapes your life. That's why two people can start from the same place and end up with completely different futures. One person builds discipline daily. They stay focused. They improve slowly. They protect their time. And over time, their life changes completely. The other person keeps choosing comfort. They delay growth, waste time, repeat weak habits every day, and slowly, their life stays exactly the same. That's how habits work. They don't destroy you instantly. They slowly decide who you become. And most people don't realize this until it's too late, until years pass, and they look back wondering, what happened to my potential? But potential means nothing without action, because the person you want to become can only exist through daily discipline, not motivation, not dreams, habits. That's why your future self is depending on the decisions you make today. Every time you choose discipline, you build confidence. Every time you avoid distraction, you build focus. Every time you stay consistent, you build strength. And eventually, those small actions become a completely different life. That's the power of habits. They seem invisible today, but they become obvious over time. And one day, you will either thank yourself for changing your habits or regret never changing them at all. Because the future you want is hidden inside the habits you repeat every day. At the end of everything, your life is not controlled by luck, not talent, not motivation, not even your goals. Your life is controlled by what you repeatedly do every single day. Your habits. Because habits become routines. Routines become identity. And identity becomes your future. That's why some people transform their lives completely, while others stay trapped in the same cycle for years, not because they are less capable, but because they never changed the habits destroying them. And the truth is, you already know which habits are hurting you. The distractions, the procrastination, the excuses, the comfort that keeps you weak. Deep down, you know, but awareness alone changes nothing. Action does. And real change begins the moment you stop negotiating with yourself. The moment you stop saying, "I'll start tomorrow," because tomorrow is where dreams disappear. Tomorrow is where discipline dies. And tomorrow turns into years faster than you think. That's why your future depends on what you choose today. Not next month, not someday. Today, because every small, disciplined action matters. Every focused hour matters. Every distraction you resist matters. Every promise you keep to yourself matters, even when nobody sees it. Because those small moments are building someone powerful, someone disciplined, someone focused, someone capable of changing their entire life. And that transformation doesn't happen instantly. It happens quietly, day by day, habit by habit, until one day you wake up and realize you became the person you once wished you could be. That's the power of habits. They can destroy your future, or they can completely rebuild it. The choice has always been yours. So stop waiting, stop wasting time, and start building habits that your future self will thank you for.